Hi everyone, Jamie Humphries here for Six String Alliance, and today we're going to be taking a look at the recently updated St James plugin by Blackstar. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the updated version of the St James plugin by Blackstar. Now, yes, I have already looked at this plugin. I've done quite an in-depth demo. I really like this plugin. Now, I'm not going to be going over old ground. I'm not going to be doing lots of twiddling around with the controls. We've already done that. And if you want to look at some more of the kind of in-depth features, then check out my previous video. But I did use this, the update and the new versions of it as an excuse to put together a new track. So hopefully the track that you just heard has given you a little bit of an idea of what this plugin and the different variations are capable of. And we will discuss what was going on in the track in a moment. Now, previously, Blackstar released the St James Suite. Now, I have been using that, but also there are some different versions of it now, which I also used in this demo. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what the suite is, basically, it gives you the 2 amps. We've either got the black version here, which is the 6L6, or if I click there, you can see the white version, which is the EL34 version. But included, we have the pre-effects. So you have a series of stomp boxes. You've got a compressor, an overdrive, a chorus, and a phaser. We have Cabrig, a really comprehensive speaker modeling part of this app. I really like Cabrig. It's really easy to use. And with the suite, you've got pretty much all of the Blackstar speaker cabs available in their range, as well as a wide selection of different microphones. And the great thing about Cabrig is that they've kind of taken all the work out of it. I sometimes find when using other amp plugins, you're moving the mics around and sometimes it's quite hard to get a decent sound. Blackstar have got rid of all of that for you. It's really comprehensive and really easy to get a great tone out of Cabrig. As well as that, we've got the post effects. So we have a flanger, a tremolo, a delay, and a reverb. You get some really nice wide spread. And then we have the post EQ. So as you can see, there's quite a lot going on with the suite. Now, the suite has been updated. There's been a few updates going on under the hood to make it run a little bit smoother, plus some improvements to the graphic user interface. But also the big update here is the tuner. So yes, as you can see now, I can tune up my guitar and make sure that I'm in tune when I'm playing using the plugin. So that's the big updates to the St James suite. Now, as well as the tuner and the other updates I've mentioned, we also have some artist presets. And we have presets by the likes of Gus G, another buddy of mine, Lee Fuse, who's a great YouTuber, and myself, which I'm feeling quite honored actually to have some of my own presets included in this fantastic plugin. Now, Blackstar have also released 2 Lite versions of the St James plugin. They've released the 6L6 version and the EL34 version. Now, when I say Lite versions, they're stripped down versions. We haven't got the post effects, we haven't got the pre-effects, and we haven't got the EQ. It's basically the amp and Cabrig. Cabrig's a little bit scaled down. You haven't got quite as many speaker cabinets or microphones, but nonetheless, you still get a lot of great tones out of it. In fact, for the rhythm part of the track at the beginning, I actually used both of the Lite versions. I double tracked the rhythm part. We'll talk more about the track in a bit, but I ended up actually using the 6L6 version and the EL34 version simultaneously, having the different amps on either side for the main rhythm, and it sounded absolutely fantastic. These different versions, the full suite and the 6L6 or the EL34 versions, are on sale up to the 1st of December. And I don't get paid for this video, but if you do want to help me out a little bit, I've got my own link where you can purchase the plugin, either of the plugins. They are on special at the moment, and I get a little bit of a kickback from that just to help me make my videos. So if you are interested after watching that demo, and like I said, if you want to see a little bit more of what the plugin can do, then check out my older video. Now, I just want to mention the track. The track is kind of doing the talking in this video, if you like. As I said, I'm not really going to go deep diving into all the different permutations of what the plugin can do. We've already done that, but I wanted to have a little bit of fun with the plugin. Now, I should mention the way that I record. Now, my iMac is in the other room with my UAD, so it's a little bit of a kind of headache for me to sometimes film plugins and software amps. I don't want to move everything. I like filming in the live room. So I'm using the desktop version, and basically I've got my AXIO. And I was coming out of the AXIO from the audio outs, just monitoring the sound, but I was also taking a clean DI out, which enabled me to then experiment with different settings using either of the 3 St James plugin variations. Now, this is where the fun came about. When I tracked the rhythm, I just had a generic sound using the 6L6, and after each take, I went in and just set a sound up, because obviously I'd be playing to a clean DI. So I had to set the sound up each time I went to do a new take. And when I listened to it, I put the suite on and had this nice big stereo sound. I thought, hang on a minute, we could have a bit of fun here. So I used the 6L6 version on the part that I had tracked, and then thought, well, let's double track that. So I double tracked it, recorded it again, played along exactly what I'd played when I was filming, and used the EL34 version kicked them left and right, and the sound was great, getting a mixture of the two amps. So that's a really powerful application. And it also just went to show how well the Lite versions worked in a recording situation. Another great thing about having the Lite versions as well is that you can integrate other plugins. So I used my TC Electronics 2290 DT. That's the delay I always use. But it was great to see how the plugin would interact with other plugins without using the delay, which is built in. Now, for the other sounds, there was the ambient clean sound. I was using the full suite. There was a phaser lead guitar. I used the full suite. And then for the main lead guitar, there was two solos at the end. I also used the full suite. So for those, all of the modulation, all of the EQ, the reverb and the delay was all courtesy of the plugin. Okay, so just to wrap things up, let's have a listen to my presets. There's a selection of presets that I made a while ago that have been included. The first one is like an ambient clean. So you've got like a nice wide stereo chorus, delay, and also some reverb. And there's a little bit of post EQ going on within the plugin, and I'm using the EL34 version. I really like those big ethereal clean sounds. I used this sound during the track at the beginning of this video. I was just using my volume pedal just to fade in. So I was playing a part like this. There's also some compression as well, front end compressor. And like I said, all of that is courtesy of the St. James suite. On to my next preset. And this preset is heavily modulated and delayed tone. I really like those kind of late 80s and 90s EVH tones. So this is like a crunch tone with a flanger and a delay. It's a really nice. For my next tone, this is a high gain lead tone using the 6L6, and I've also got a ping pong delay. I'm using the overdrive, and there's also some chorus. So quite a lot of gain on this sound, but again, it sounds really nice. It's a really smooth tone. Like I said, all of the effects that you are hearing are coming from within the St. James suite. Okay, now on to my final artist preset, and this is a phaser lead tone. And I use this for that kind of drop down section where you heard those ambient chords being played. I also use this preset. So once again, a healthy dose of delay and reverb, but also using a slightly milder overdrive using the EL34 version of the St. James, and also using the stereo phaser. This is a lovely sound. I guess that sound was sort of my ode to Dave Gilmour. It's got that, if you go onto the neck pickup. You know, you can almost hear Comfortably Numb with that tone. Okay, so there you have my artist presets. And like I said, we have the 3 different versions now of the St James plugin. We have the Suite with the 2 different amps, all the pre and post effects. Plus we have the Lite version, which has either the 6L6 or the EL34. Of course, all 3 versions have cab rig. I absolutely love cab rig. So if you do fancy checking out the plugin, please click the links in the description, and hopefully the track at the beginning gave you a little bit of an idea of what this superb plugin is capable of, as well as the Lite versions. Like I said, I used both the Lite versions for the rhythm guitar parts. That's it from me. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.